Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you Game 3 of this Best of 3 series here. Spawning on the southern position of the Core Hall compound is going to be our red Protoss player, hailing from the team EG. It's going to be none other than JYP. I have no idea why I did that. And on the northern position here, spawning as the blue Protoss, yes indeed, it is a PvP, do not worry, the other games have been PvP as well. Is going to be our blue Protoss player, none other than TT Esports' very own WhiteRa, the beast from the east. So what did we see in the last game? Well, we saw that WhiteRa just kind of did very solid play and was able to pretty much beat JYP with that solid play, able to take out his army with that War Prism harass, things like that. You know, he was very special tactics kind of guy in that last game, and you know, some people are probably like, oh, but he does special tactics all the time. Well, yeah, but the thing is, special tactics have been being used by other Protoss players so much that when we see WhiteRa start doing it in the way that he does it, it's just so freaking awesome. So the series is currently tied up 1-1. This is from Assembly 2012, Assembly Winter 2012, and I don't really know what part of the brackets this is from. I just saw that, hey, look, a WhiteRa replay flag. A WhiteRa replay. Why is that so hard to say? A WhiteRa replay pack. And I'm like, oh, cool, awesome, let's do it. So we see that pretty much mirror build going up right now. The 13 gate and 14 assimilator coming up for both players there. If you check out that production tab. As to what we're going to be seeing in this game, I won't be surprised to see JYP do some sort of Blink Stalker pressure. I mean, he's really good at it, and he's got the micro to do so. And we saw it in game 1 with work out really well for him. He was able to really deny he was really able to, not necessarily deny, but pick away at WhiteRa's army, and eventually, you know, force the GG with, because of that picking away of this army. He was able to get such a high number of, Colossus. But of course, there is always that off chance that we will be seeing a 4 gate. We have the second gate here coming up for JYP. 2 assimilators for WhiteRa, where we're only sticking on 1 for JYP, and yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on. The second assimilator going down for JYP, so thank God it's not going to be a 4 gate. And what do we have for the units so far? We do only have probes, 20 probes for both players. They're not even making a zealot or a stalker, so they both look to be doing some sort of really macro-oriented play. JYP making a single stalker now, as well as his probes, and this probe is going to come in and get a huge scout off. Gonna get the second gateway as well as another pylon there for WhiteRa. Of course, just making sure he's not pylon blocked or outproduced, essentially. And man, PvP is just, I feel so bad that I don't know too much about this match. It's just PvP is a mystery to me. When I played Protoss, it was during the time of the 4 gate, so whenever it was a PvP, I'm like, okay, I'll 4 gate and so be it. And there, we're done. The only 2 builds I actually really know and get the timings down just almost perfectly is the reactor Hellion opening and a 4 gate. Well, I suppose a 6 bull, but no one really cares about that. That's kind of close your eyes and do it thing. So the stalker now coming out for WhiteRa, going to be able to take out that probe, and I don't know if there was a probe in here for WhiteRa that was taken out. No, there wasn't. So WhiteRa now 24 probes to 23. Which doesn't seem like much, but again, mirror matchups does matter, and we have exact mirror with the robotics facility for both players going down at the same time. A second stalker or a third stalker being made for, or a second stalker being made for WhiteRa. We do currently have 2 stalkers and a sentry out for JYP. This stalker is going to be going forward, trying to see what he can catch. He's going to be able to catch that probe. No, he's not. And Warp Gate Tech just now finishing. WhiteRa is going to be sticking on a 2-gate robotics facility play, most likely going to be expanding off from this. And JYP, by the looks of it, going to be doing the same thing. They're both morphing their gates at the same time. So weird. Mirror matchups. And this probe is going to be caught out of position. Well, not caught out of position, but he's going to die. And a really fast robotics bay coming out for WhiteRa. So it looks like he's going to be doing some sort of 1 base Colossus push, which is very interesting. It does explain why he's staying on 2 gates with that robotics facility and not expanding, but at the same time, he's really going to be able to do that. We have an Immortal coming up here. JYP is doing the exact same thing, getting an Immortal. No robotics bay coming up from JYP, however, and we have 44 to 39 supply of JYP in the lead and tied on probes, so that just means that JYP's army is just a tidge better than than WhiteRa's, and now this Observer is going to pretty much screw up WhiteRa's entire build because JYP is going to go in, he's going to see, oh, you're doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, just, oh crap, yours is done and mine isn't. So there is a timing here for WhiteRa. Once he gets his first Colossus out, he should be able to, actually he's not. He's not getting his Colossus, he's instead going for the Gravitonic Drive, which is a Warp Prism upgrade. Makes the Warp Prisms freaking fast. And yes, a Warp Prism is... Oh, we're going to have Immortal drops here coming out from WhiteRa. As for JYP, I have no idea if he's going to be doing the exact same thing or if he's going to be going for just a Colossus timing. We have the second Immortal coming up here, so I do believe that we are indeed going to be seeing a Colossus or Immortal drops coming here for JYP. So both players doing the exact same thing. WhiteRa, just, you know, being the creator of this build, is going to see it a lot fast, or is going to be able to do it a lot faster than JYP. I don't know if that if that Observer saw it, but he does know that those two Immortals are gone. So now JYP knows what's going on. He's like, okay, you're doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to get ready for this defense, bringing his army back into the mineral line. Second pylon being made, and the Warp Prism is coming out for JYP, which is interesting. I think that he'd focus more on defending instead of going for this offensive. But at the same time, you know, why not? Just do it. And nice, man, what do you call it? Nice micro there coming out from JYP. Or I mean, from WhiteRa. He's just going to be dropping those Immortals, taking out what he can. This pylon is just going to go down so fast. I mean, Immortals are like the Marauders of Protoss. I mean, they just eat through buildings so fast. It's not even funny. It's actually a little scary how fast they eat through buildings. And we have pylon being made up here, and that Warp Prism coming in with the two Immortals, bringing its payload of death and destruction. WhiteRa does have a pylon over here as well, so looks like this Warp Prism knows what's going on. He knows that JYP is going to be doing what he's doing. He does have a Colossus out, and the Warp Prism is going to be coming up here for JYP. It's going to be focusing down probes by the looks of things, and a single Zealot is going to be warped in here, but not going to be able to do any damage. There is no anti-air for WhiteRa here, and he's just going to be able to make sure that he just really wants to be able to take out those Immortals as fast as possible. Of course, what do we have coming from WhiteRa? We have another Immortal drop coming out here. Going to be able to focus down this Warp Prism. Is going to be able to... no, he's not going to be able to take out the Warp Prism, but he is going to be able to get out there without any damage to the Immortals. Of course, that Immortal is going to be taking a little damage. The Warp Prism not being focused down, being used as vision. Going to be able to take out quite a bit of Stalkers here, and we have... JYP's Warp Prism just sitting in the back here, waiting for his time, biding his time. Extended Thermal Lance coming up for both players right now. WhiteRa does already have a Colossus out, which gives him the advantage in the Colossus count, because we have actually two Colossus and one Colossus for JYP. So, as I said, advantage for the for WhiteRa. And WhiteRa is just, his Immortals are being denied pretty well right here. I mean, it's so hard for Stalkers to take out the shields of those Immortals. They're so freaking good. And a single Colossus is out for JYP, as mentioned earlier, and he's just going to try and see if he can pick off these Immortals. At the same time, WhiteRa is getting ready for an awesome push with those Colossus, and we have the Immortals, don't die! How many probes have we taken out so far? 4 for each player, so not exactly huge economic damage, but at the same time, it's just annoying. It's annoying that the fact that, you know, I can't move out because there's going to be a Warp Prism that's going to drop Immortals here, going to eat away at pylons, going to pick away at my mineral lines, things like that. Extended Thermal Lance now finish up for WhiteRa as well as JYP. Those Immortals almost dying, but again, there's no anti-air coming out. And Stalker's being warped in right now. Oh man, the healthy Immortal is going to go down there. It looks like this Warp Prism is going to be focused down and loses the Immortal for free. At the same time, JYP is doing his Immortal drop right over here. Going to be able to take out quite a bit of probes. The army for WhiteRa is coming in, going to force JYP to get out, and we have a Twilight Council being made for WhiteRa. I like this a lot. Don't know if he's going to go into DT or if he's going to be going into High Templar or possibly Blink Stalkers, things like that. Chargelet's probably going to be the most likely build to come out here. As we check out the income, it is 27 probes for WhiteRa to the 30 probes of JYP, and that economic advantage goes to JYP, and they're both not expanding right now. We do have a probe over here that's just going to indicate that JYP is indeed getting ready to expand, but he does not have the minerals for it yet. Nope. Probe decided to change his mind. He's like, I don't feel like expanding today. We have a Warp Prism also coming up from WhiteRa again. This pylon is going to be taken out, and then the expansion is going to be going down for JYP. That's why he brought it back. He didn't want that pylon to see the expansion. Of course, as I say that, he's not doing it. And two pylons are instead going to go down back here, and JYP is not going to be expanding yet. The Warp Prism coming in again with those awesome drops. Not going to be able to take out any probes now. JYP is going to have a little harder time doing actual economic damage to WhiteRa now, mainly because WhiteRa knows when it's coming, where it's coming from, things like that. And are we going to have the Nexus come down now? I mean, you got enough minerals for it, JYP. Expand so I look like I know what I'm talking about. There we go. See, he is going to be expanding. And charge is halfway done for WhiteRa and another Colossus too. So pretty much what's going to be happening here, WhiteRa is going to be sticking on one base, and then he's going to get the maximum amount of Zealots that he can and just push out with that. He's going to get a lot of Colossus and Zealots with those charge. He unfortunately does not have level 1 he unfortunately does not have level 1 armor, which is something that you really do need when using chargelets. Well, you don't need them, but they help a lot. And this War Prism here, gonna see that, oh, he is coming with a lot of chargelets and Colossus. Well, 3 Colossus and, oh man, I don't even want to know how many Zealots that is. 19 Zealots, actually, that's not as much as I thought it was. But we do have a 113 to 96 supply here with JYP in the advantage. And that pylon not going to be taken out, so that's not going to be good for JYP. We have 4 Zealots being warped in right now, and WhiteRa is just going to be ready to go. He's going to want to find that point of entry, a weak point of entry, even if there is a sentry even if there is a sentry putting down a force field here, those Colossus will be able to walk right through them. But we do have a Colossus advantage for JYP. If we actually look, there is 5 Colossus for JYP to the 4 of WhiteRa, so just a single Colossus advantage, and since he's sticking on chargelets, that's going to make all the difference. Another Colossus here coming up for WhiteRa. We have another drop here in the back, going to be cancelled, going to force cancel something, I'm not sure what it was. And now the Colossus here coming in from the front. We see just the massive War of the Worlds kind of thing. All the Zealots are going to melt right away to these Colossus. The Colossus of WhiteRa are not taking much damage though. JYP is going to lose. Oh man, he's going to, never mind. WhiteRa actually lost all of his Colossus right there. I was not paying attention. I thought, oh man, JYP is going to lose some Colossus there. But there's the GG well played from WhiteRa. And JYP is going to take this series 2-1 pretty convincingly. I mean, games 2 and 3, it's just like, bam, JYP, hey, I'm JYP. This is what I do. This is what I'm awesome at. So if you enjoyed this series as much as I enjoyed casting, which trust me, I did enjoy casting. I mean, I love casting a good PvP, you know, long PvPs like this. Please subscribe to my channel. Of course, I decided to do a PvP because I saw JYP and WhiteRa. I'm like, oh man, definitely need to cast that. And it's a best of 3 series. Awesome. But again, if you enjoyed my casting, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's @nerd_craft. That's just kind of a suggestion. Like, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can, of course, just follow me on Twitter if you so choose to do so. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to probably have another series here coming out shortly, best of 3 series with WhiteRa in it. So stick around for that. You can simply subscribe to my channel and you can easily see that right away. And my name is Nerdcraft. That is it. I am out. Thank you for watching.